the story is legendary. What was about to happen would forever change the boating industry. During the summer of 1958, Miami yacht broker Richard Dick Bertram was involved with the America's Cup trials in Newport, Rhode Island. He owned and operated a yacht brokerage firm in Miami, yet was steadily earning a name for himself as a successful racing competitor. Dick Bertram had helped sail the Finnish steer to victory in the 1956 Newport to Bermuda ocean race. He won it again in 1958 and once more in 1960. After his third championship, Bertram was universally recognized as an ocean racing veteran capable of winning any deep-water race. Yet his racing enthusiasm wasn't limited to sailing. Back in 1956 and 57, he had teamed up with Miami boatyard owner Sam Griffith to win the Miami to Nassau offshore powerboat race. It was a 185-mile non-stop run across the treacherous Gulf Stream and highly volatile tongue of the ocean, billed as the world's most rugged ocean race. Newport, on this particular July morning in 1958, was far from serene. The wind was blowing at over 20 knots. Seas were 6 to 8 feet. Dick Bertram watched as a 23-foot runabout darted with relative comfort through the heavy seas. He figured this deep V-bottomed hull just might be the answer to a smoother and more efficient pleasure hull design. So he contacted the small craft owner and commissioned a set of plans to build himself a similar boat. Having a large family, Bertram wanted a utility boat he could dock behind his home. By early 1960, his own wooden deep V-bottom boat was completed. The boat was christened Moppy in honor of his wife's nickname. Upon hearing about this new Moppy, good friend and powerboat racing partner Sam Griffith became excited. Sam surmised this new hull design could handle the heavy seas in the annual 185-mile Miami to Nassau powerboat race, which they had last won in 1957. A decision was made. The Moppy was entered. Carlton Mitchell was added to the crew as navigator. On race day in 1960, the deep V-bottom Moppy performed admirably. In areas like the Gulf Stream, steady 25-knot winds had churned up the seas to monster heights. Yet this revolutionary hull design knifed smoothly through the ocean, leading the entire race and crossing the finish line in exactly 8 hours. 8 hours that changed the world. Due to the vast amount of press coverage, fanfare was instantaneous. Demand for this boat was enormous. The Bertram Yacht Company was formed, and in 1961, a new fiberglass Bertram was christened, using the original wooden Moppy as the plug for a mold. The Bertram 31 was now headed to boat shows for introduction to the world. The wraparound cabin windows provided exceptional visibility from below. Longitudinal strakes running the length of the hull kept the boat dry. The cabin was additional sizes and models were added, some with new stern drive power options, 1,000th boat, just 10 years after initial production began.
The reason being that we had a good staff, technical staff, that put the boat together on paper as it should, with the good working people in the shop.
In the following years, using a highly successful and consistent style of branding to match this impeccable product, Bertram became an icon. Outgrowing a small warehouse in a Miami suburb called Hialeah, Bertram soon built a production facility across the street from his yacht brokerage offices, on a site where the Bertram manufacturing facility still operates today.
When you went out in the plant, you just felt like the people really cared about what they were doing. And everybody that I found at Bertram was very qualified, and we really enjoyed working there.
Some of the most talented people from one end of this sector to the other of what it takes to build a fine boat, put together what to this very day is the epitome of sport fishing machines.
We always felt that we built a better boat because we took a much longer time to develop it and test it, as opposed to Hatteras, which off the line and into the sales position.
Probably the most colorful characters that worked at Bertram at the time was a fellow by the name of Sammy James, who was the test engineer and later on was the raceboat driver. But during the early days, his job was to take the new product offshore and try to break the product. He would run it into a head sea at full speed, but on top of the crest, he would turn it sideways by about 100 degrees and let the boat fall into the trough sideways. So it didn't really get the benefit of the cushioning from the deep V, and everything was stressed and on shear. And if it survived that test, it obviously became a good boat.
The boat is, like all Bertrams, amazingly seaworthy. We all can share our tales of waves breaking over the bow and over the flybridge in 10 to 15 foot seas. And in fact, we've had many a day fishing in Montauk where we were the only boat there in gale force winds, and with great luck we've caught many fish on those days.
Really enjoyed cruising extensively throughout the Bahamas and the Keys, and there was not a situation where we didn't feel comfortable that we weren't going to arrive home safely. The boat was absolutely incredible.
Newsletters were implemented, keeping the world up to date with Bertram sales and new Bertram product lines. An in-house newsletter titled The Eagle's Nest, devised from the infamous nameplate still used today, was created for the employees and published by the employees. Bertram Marine was created. This was a separate division of Bertram Yacht, which built high-quality military Bertram himself had become a celebrity. He was featured extensively in the boating media, appearing in magazines and even on a billboard in Times Square. His name was synonymous with quality, as he was highly accomplished in both sailing and powerboating. On April 28, 2000, Richard Bertram passed away, leaving behind a legacy which will always play a major role in boat building history.
He took off his blue coat and handed it to the guy that was with him and pushed the boat off and climbed up on the bridge with me and went up to the lake. And he taught me how to park this boat. And when we're on the way back, I stuck out my hand. I said, by the way, I'm Sam James. I'm working over as a mechanic. I said, do you work here? He said, yeah, I'm Dick Bertram. I own the place.
his vision to implement a deep V hull in fiberglass boat manufacturing improved offshore performance standards 50 years ago.
And the moment that I fell in love with Bertram was the day that we were testing the 410. We took it out for a sea trial in Biscayne Bay, and the water was very choppy. And the thing that struck me most about the Bertram ride is the ride. It's like butter. It cuts the waves, it's so smooth, and there's no other boat on the market that glides like a Bertram.
It was just a great boat. It would raise fish, and we had a great time. And the best part, it was a heck of a sea boat. When the other guys had to stay in, we could go out.
I like the Bertram because it is an incredible boat in rough water, and it just really is. And we've had it all over the East Coast, from Fort Myers, Florida, all the way to New Jersey, and it runs great. We love it.
I can tell you that famous Bertram ride has not changed over the years. I just finished doing a review of the Bertram 800. It's a lot bigger and a lot more luxurious than the boats we used to go out on in the old days, but it still has that beautiful wave-piercing deep V ride.
Through advanced engineering and strong manufacturing, Bertram Yacht continues to develop and deliver high-quality performance marine products, maintaining its high status in the boating industry today.
Bertram was a brand that its owners understood, and the attributes of the brand were a great source of pride to those owners. People wore their Bertram logo. They wore Bertram apparel. You know, you wanted to be known as a Bertram owner.
I remember an old advertisement from probably the early 80s, maybe late 80s, but it said something to the effect, the Bertram, the sun will never set on the Bertram empire. I mean, Bertram is a big deal.
We've owned a 28, a 33, a 38, a 46, and now just recently in November we bought a 51, which we are totally in love with.
I've been a Bertram owner for the last 21 years, starting with a 35 and now our current 54, and I just think it's a great product. When I was a kid mating on charter boats, to mate on a Bertram was the ultimate, and I'm just extremely happy with the product, and I don't think I'll ever look at another brand.
As we celebrate Bertram Yacht's 50th anniversary, it's important to acknowledge the many people that made it all possible, such as Bertram employees, Bertram vendors, and Bertram owners. Owners like Gerald Lazar, who took his first demo ride in a Bertram off the Carolina coast decades ago. Gerald was genuinely impressed with the hull configuration, weight distribution, stability, and high-speed maneuverability. So impressed that he bought one immediately, and he still continues to be impressed. Since that day, he's owned a total of 30 different Bertram models, ranging from 28 to 58 feet. And when it came time to buy his daughter a wedding gift, he bought her a Bertram 28, appropriately named Honeymoon Suite.
Having owned 3 of their products over the course of 20 years, I give them a heartiest congratulations for what I think is the finest boat on the market.
After having 9 of them, you pretty much learn that when you really need to know what your boat's made out of, that's not the time to find out that you had something lesser quality than the Bertram. If you get caught in something you're not supposed to be out in, that's when you really want to have a Bertram under you.
It's a fantastic brand, fantastic people also.
They're an icon. There's just no question. If you talk about sport fishing boats, even people who don't know anything about them will say, Bertram.
Over the years, many Bertram ad campaigns have summed up this legacy in a few everlasting phrases. We made it big in the boondocks. Thank God it's a Bertram. And the sun never sets on the Bertram empire.
Not only did this company go on to become, one of the predominant companies in the world, but we produced tens of thousands of boats that were sold all over the world.
If you appreciated style, you would never buy a Hatteras, you'd buy a Bertram. If you appreciated performance, you'd never buy a Hatteras, you'd buy a Bertram. If you appreciated, quality construction, prided ourselves in quality construction, this was the top boat.
I think the best times in my life that I had was the 10 years that I spent at Bertram when we were developing new products, racing products.
I think what motivated me was the fact that we could see the growth in people as well as product.
I wouldn't be the president and CEO of Condé Nast if I didn't spend my time at Bertram.
The 30 years at Bertram were some of my best years of my professional life.
I will always remember my days at Bertram. That was the finest decision, one of the finest decisions of my life.
Happy anniversary, Bertram. Cheers to you.
Happy 50th birthday.
Congratulations to Bertram on their 50th anniversary. Wow, what a story.
Congratulations, Bertram, on 50 years. Keep building boats. You guys build a great boat. Hopefully we'll probably get out of this one of these days and buy another one.
And I'd like to wish Bertram great success and future success with its wonderful product line.
And I'd like to say happy anniversary, Bertram, for your 50th anniversary, and may you put out a lot more beautiful Bertrams.
Bertram's been my favorite American boat brand for over 40 years, and I'd like to wish them a happy 50th anniversary.
We understand this is Bertram's 50th anniversary, and we just want to stop by and say congratulations on building a great boat.
Bertram, happy birthday. I hope you have another 50 and more.
Congratulations, Bertram, on your 50th anniversary. It's been 50 great years making great boats.
Just want to say happy anniversary to Bertram. You make a great boat, and you've definitely enhanced our cruising and our enjoyment over the past 30 years. Thank you.
Happy anniversary to all you at Bertram, and looking forward to seeing a lot more years to come. And it's just a wonderful boat, a good part of the boating industry.
This is a very momentous occasion, 50 years in the business. That's not something that a lot of manufacturers can claim, and I'm all for it and support them wholeheartedly. Happy anniversary, Bertram.
Congratulations to Bertram.
I want to wish him a happy 50th anniversary.
I and everybody else at Southern Boating would like to congratulate Bertram on 50 great years. Back when that deep V hull was first introduced, Bertram really set the pace, and it's still out there at the head of the pack.
To remain on the market 50 years, on the top of the market, you remain only if you have incredible quality. Because without quality, it's impossible to maintain a market for so long time.
I knew Bertram very well long before I joined the Bertram team. I competed head up against Bertram in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Bertram Yacht was the competition. We studied Bertram and no doubt copied it in some respects. Today's objective for Bertram is to continue to improve on what made Bertram Bertram. Easy to say, but tough to accomplish. It takes a strong team of men and women passionate about Bertram, committed to excellence, designing product for our customers and for their intended use. Follow up with excellent customer service. Each new boat built stronger and better than the last boat built. This is our 50-year anniversary. It's a tremendous testament to the men and women that created Bertram and developed the Bertram brand that lasted for 50 years, highly respected and known worldwide.
Hello, camera. I haven't seen you in a long time. You know, you're looking pretty good there.
I remember back in the day when the boat, okay, let me start that one again.
Congratulations, Bertram, on 50 years of making great boats. I don't know what to say after that.
Well, my brain doesn't work that fast anymore.
Let me start that again. Okay, so try to put the whole thought together.
Bertram's been my favorite American boat company for over 40 years, and I'd like to wish them a real...
Hey Forrest, how's it going? Oh, okay, that's right. Danielle, okay. Hi, I'm Danielle.
The environment at Bertram was pretty serious.
When Jeff Baker and Jim Schaefer first come to Bertram, They sent me with them to try to show them, you know, where the marinas were and how to get around up there in the Northeast. And we were riding up there, and they kept jacking their jaws, and they kept changing the radio on me. So I pushed all the buttons into a country music station, pulled the buttons off the thing, and threw them out the window.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of fun.
All right, you ready?
We're rolling.
All right, take 3.
Peter sitting there, president, shoes off with the feet up on the desk.
So what I'm staring at is the bottom of 2 bare feet and this little Jewish head poking out from behind him saying, "Come on in."
And Napier come walking in and his mouth dropped open.
Sitting on the side of the desk with his feet up on the same desk, except his feet have cowboy boots on, okay? Cowboy boots with the tall heels and the Gene Autry, Roy Rogers curly cues all over them. This is Sammy James, Lee says. He runs our race boat program. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, what did I walk into here?
Peter and I was in there doing push-ups, you know. Put our feet up on the wall and then do push-ups with your hands. We were getting in shape for racing boats, you know. But Napier never did quite understand that.
So you're from Chris Craft, huh? I said, yep, sure am. He says, well, why ain't you wearing a suit and a tie? If you've ever heard Sammy James laugh, you know what I just went through.
One thing I can say is you don't want to go racing with Sammy James if you want to come back a healthy man.
And I would like to deeply congratulate. Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to put it without getting, you know what I'm saying.
I hope you can piece it together to make sense.